Thank you, Larissa. Good afternoon and welcome to Unity Fort Worth. So happy to have you all with us today. Let's rise up as you feel able and sing together our first song today, I'm Reaching Out. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. I'm rising up to know the divine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. Very good. Sometimes we just want to go on and on forever.
That's the first time we've ever done that.
Shh, you'll jinx it. We won't get to do it again. All right, let's take this opportunity to say hello to one another today. Say hello to someone you know, someone you don't know. Wave at the folks on the cameras. If you see anybody new, make sure you say hello to them as well. All right, and you're welcome to be seated and get comfy, and we're going to sing another song together, something completely different. Lead me to the light. Lead me to the light. Lead me to the light. Help me to seek it through.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Unity Fort Worth, where our vision is to be a vibrant community, powerfully transforming our world through personal and shared spiritual awakening. I'm Patty, and I am serving as your platform chair today. We're so glad that you're here with us today, especially if you're joining us for the first time. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. We're in the middle of our series studying the book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. We hope you've been using the series hub to read along with us when watching the Sunday messages, journaling and reflecting on how you can use the agreements in your life and living the agreements with simple spiritual practices. Today, we're diving into the third agreement, don't make assumptions, with licensed Unity teacher Gretchen Johnson. Gretchen is here to guide us through gently interrupting the stories we tend to make up in our minds and instead choosing clarity over reaction. Before we hear Gretchen's message, let's take a minute for some gratitude with Lane.
Hello. I have a special guest to introduce you to today. Come on up. This is my son, Connell. Here, stand right here, bud. There we go. They can see you now over the lectern, behind the lectern. Connell is a Cub Scout, and he's here today to help us with our service project with the Prayer Bears to fulfill one of his requirements to become an arrow of light. So. He is also the subject of my Prayer Bear story, which I told last week. Connell stayed at Cook Children's, and we received a prayer bear, and it was very touching, especially for me, because he was a baby and doesn't remember it. But it was especially touching for me, and so I'm really happy that we're doing this prayer bear, that we do this annually, this prayer bear drive. As of this morning, we had 117 bears. So we're doing very well. Our goal is to get over 180, which is how many we gave last year. So the prayer bears will be for sale. Sarah and Connell will be selling those after service in the lobby if you'd like to contribute. You guys sit down now, bud. Thank you. And then I'd also like to thank everybody who signed up to fill some of our open volunteer spots last week. We still have a few that we need to fill, especially if we want to be able to do potluck next month. We're not doing one for March, which it would be next week, but we're not doing one for March. For April, we'd like to resume them, but we need to fill those volunteer spots. So if you would take a look at the round table that's out there by the welcome table and just sign up for any open spots that might be available, I'd really appreciate that. And now we have Peyton doing the word for us today. Thank you.
Today's word is illumination. Our affirmation is, I walk with faith along the path of light. Let's all say that together. I walk with faith along the path of light. You know, when someone gets a flash of insight or makes a sudden realization, it's often said that a light bulb has gone off. It's no surprise that growing in understanding is likened to light, which brings brightness and clarity to what once was obscured by darkness. I'm grateful for the illumination I have received as I've traveled the divine path. My spiritual growth has not always been easy, but I will never stop learning and discovering. There is such a value in the journey itself. These moments, I feel newly close to God. In those times when the divine within helps me make a better choice, and those precious flashes of pure love and light, I welcome my ongoing illumination. Knowing the light I seek is already within me. Today's scripture is from Psalm chapter 18, verse 28. It is you who light my lamp. The Lord my God lights up my darkness. Our affirmation again: I walk with faith along the path of light. Together, I walk with faith along the path of light.
What if I told you you could change the world with just one thought? What if I told you you could be a king? Anything you desired, boy, anything on a plate, all within your power to create. I know somewhere in the darkness there's a story meant for me, where I always know exactly what to say. I know somewhere some surprising ending waits for me to tell it my own way. Be the hero of your story if you can. Be the champion in the fight, not just a man. Don't depend on other people to put paper next to pen. Be the hero of your story, boy, and then you can rise to be the hero once again. Now the best part of an adventure is those people you meet. Hey, what if I told I met a witch when I was very young? What if I said she showed me how I die? Powerless in the face of it, terrified in the wood. That was where my life was changed for good. Hey, what if I said I met a giant wasting in a cave? What if I claimed I rose to be far braver than the brave? All my life of stories, son, and every one is true. So believe me as I'm telling you, to be the hero of your story while you may. But be the guy who gets the girl and saves the day. You don't need a book of Greeks to teach you how to stay alive. Be the hero of each story you derive. Then forever you're the hero who'll survive. Every tale that you invent becomes a life that you make real, where each story becomes your friend. You don't need to be a novelist to make believe what's waiting around the bend. Come on, ladies. Be the hero of your story till it's done. Why go promenade when you were born to run? If you understand this premise, you will never be alone.
You can conquer every challenge, you can face each stepping stone.
Be the hero of your story. What if I swore I saw a mermaid swimming in the mist? What if I told you she would be the first girl that I kissed? Out there in the water, filled with eagerness and fear, here is what she whispered in my ear. Be the hero every time you get the chance. If the music stops, continue with the dance. On a wing or on a prayer, you get there only with your voice. Be attentive, be inventive, be the first one to rejoice. With the story in your heart, you won't need any other choice. You're a hero fighting dragons, winning wars. Be the hero, and the world will soar. Now go get it, yeah.
That was fun. Now it is my joy to introduce Gretchen Johnson. Gretchen is a licensed Unity teacher, primarily serving the Center of Unity in Grapevine. She's also a co-active coach and holistic life consultant whose heart-centered work helps people reconnect with their inner guidance and live with spiritual steadiness in everyday life. She brings together spiritual teachings, reflective conversation, affirmative prayer, and guided meditation in a way that is practical, grounded, and accessible. Many people are drawn to her during periods of transition, grief, relationship changes, or major life decisions, and find a calm, honest space to reset and listen within. Gretchen is also the creator of Whole Life Direction, and she hosts a live weekly online gathering that offers a centered way to begin the day each Wednesday. Please join me in welcoming her this afternoon.
Thank you for that. Good and beautiful and gorgeous, glorious morning to all of you. Let's take a moment now to just get centered in prayer. I invite you to take a breath into your heart and feel the expansion of your heart as you exhale. Dear precious presence, permanent presence, God, we are here with full knowledge that you are everywhere present at once. We're grateful to know that we are also an expression of you. We are love. And even though life ebbs and flows, and we find that some days feel heavy and weighted, centered around a loved one who is about to transition into pure spirit, or centered around health that seems to be leaving the body. Or it could be a financial issue that we somehow don't know how to resolve. There are numerous ways that we can find to allow our energy to falter. However, God, we thank you right now for the golden key that allows us to move away from the thoughts that weigh us down and allow us to focus our minds on you, God. We don't ignore what is happening around our world today, but we have free will, and we decided that moving forward, we will keep our mind on you, dear God. In the name and nature of our elder brother, Jesus the Christ, we simply say amen. In this exploration of the third agreement, don't make assumptions, we'll look at how quickly the mind fills in missing information and how those stories create unnecessary stress, strain, and misunderstanding. Blending practical psychology with spiritual insight, this talk invites us to pause, take a breath, question our internal narratives, and choose clarity over reaction. Sometimes peace begins with a simple question. Is that true, or did I just make that up? Well, have you ever been completely sure about something only to find out later you were completely wrong about that thing? Yes, of course. Let me give you an example. Someone walks past you and you speak to them and they keep walking. And what makes that worse is if you smile and speak and they keep walking. You feel totally ignored. Well, you probably say something like, what could they possibly be upset with me about? Or, did I do something to them and I just forget about it? Or, wait a minute, this one, they just don't like me. Well, I want you to remember a time when, this is before we became enlightened. Remember a time when we had this special gift. This special gift that I'm about to describe. However, since we have become very spiritually evolved, we couldn't and we would not dare to do this today. But you see, there was a time when we could have a whole argument with someone in our head, and they would have no idea we were even fighting. Right? In our mind, though, we could have already defended and explained ourselves and won the argument. Right? Well, this happens sometimes, but when in fact, without our knowing it, they're at home eating dinner. Yes, you see how that was just an assumption? And later we find out they didn't even see us at all. We can sometimes be so preoccupied in our minds, we don't see people when they're speaking to us. Or they could have been thinking about something totally unrelated. They're busy in their minds. That example right there is what the third agreement, don't make assumptions, is all about. It sounds simple, right? But honestly, this one may be the most challenging because the mind does not like unfinished stories. It rushes to complete them. And personally speaking, what I've noticed about myself is that I did not just observe things, I interpreted them. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. You know? Most of the time I interpreted them in a way that centered around me. Me, I, my, all around me. That look, that was all about me. That tone, how dare you? That had to be all about me. Then I get the silent treatment. Oh, assumptions are real. They really are real. They come with emotion. They come with physical sensation. They even come with evidence, and I'm going to share more about that in just a moment. Here's the question that can interrupt all of that. Is that true? Or did I just make that up? That one question can save a ton of relationships, not to mention precious time and valuable energy and absolute peace of mind. Now, that isn't just spiritual advice. It's really deeply rooted in spiritual teaching. There's a passage in the Bible, James 1st chapter 19th verse, and it reads, "Let everyone be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger." Quick to listen. We need to listen to gather some facts. Slow to speak. Don't fire off. You haven't taken time to think about. Take a breath so you can respond properly. And slow to anger. The emotion usually comes from the meaning that we have invented in our own mind. Our minds are so busy. Busy, busy, busy. Most of us think that the conversation is really about others, but actually the conversation is happening in our own mind. Our assumptions come fast, however, listening comes slow. There's psychology behind all of this. I had to bring this in for the heady types. So our brain is wired for survival, not accuracy though. When something is unclear, the brain wants closure. Uncertainty can register as potential threat. The amygdala, that part of the brain that looks for danger, it becomes activated when we don't have enough information. It would rather create a story than to sit in the I don't know. But the I don't know it's where the genius is. It allows for curiosity and we learn more. It's where the genius is because you can have a ton of degrees and not know everything. That's why it's called a degree of knowledge, yes? Get curious. When you get curious, that means that, and thank you for participating. I'm glad you're here. You know, when we ask questions, it proves that we are interested. So get curious. So the brain predicts when it doesn't have enough information. It fills in the gap. Have you ever gone past a dip or a gap in the soil one day, and then you come around past that same gap the next day, and you see, oh, there's cans, tires, shoes, styrofoam, takeout containers, dirt, leaves. The universe abhors a vacuum. It will fill it in. That's why it's so important to set the intention for those things we desire, okay? Now, that is all good for survival, so we appreciate that. But it's not good for relationship. There's something called confirmation bias, the tendency to look for evidence, I'll talk about that in just a moment, that supports what we already believe, and we will find it. If somewhere inside I believe I'm not valued, guess what? My brain will gather all the proof I need to prove that I'm not valued. If I believe people disappoint me, I'll see it everywhere. Set intention for what you desire. And psychologists talk about something called ambiguity tolerance, the ability to sit in certain uncertainty without rushing to resolve it. That's maturity. That is spiritual maturity. When we make assumptions, we're relieving discomfort because we don't know. Unlike when we're building strength and asking questions. So the third agreement is more than just moral advice. It's retraining our nervous system, teaching it I'm safe even if I don't have the full story. Assumptions may be shortcuts, but shortcuts often bypass clarity. Now, I know all of this is, you have to take it in context, but stay with me, okay? If someone cancels a plan that they had with you, oftentimes you'll feel some sense of rejection, yes? Sure. It depends on the someone. That's why I say it's in context, right? Someone gives feedback, and then we assume that they're criticizing us. If someone is quiet, we will assume disapproval. And instead of asking, what do you think, instead of asking, what do you think, we will immediately react. Well, I have these 4 things that I'd like to share with you. We react, we withdraw, we defend ourselves, and we create distance when we don't know. Do you think that sometimes assumptions feel safer than asking? Yes or no? Yes, it does. Because if I ask, I might hear something I don't want to hear. I might hear something I don't like. If I ask, I might have to admit that I created a whole internal drama that never even existed. But the cost of not asking is far, far greater. We begin responding to people based on things they never said. They're living in reality, and we're living in a made-up narrative. And let's look at this point. How often do we make up a narrative about ourselves that's negative? I'm too old, can't do that, I'm too old. I'm not qualified, I don't have a PhD. I'll mess that up because I've never done that before, or something like this. It's just too late. Is that true, or did I just make that up? Notice how powerful that question is. And in the space it creates, something wiser, much, much wiser can speak to us. Not the reactive voice, not the wounded voice. Instead, it's this inner knowing. It's this Christ energy, the Christ spirit. And like Jesus always pointed to God. So let's look to God for guidance. And we must get silent to do that. Before we close, I want to invite you for a brief period of self-reflection. And I will also invite you to rest your eyes behind closed lids or lower your gaze. Take a breath in and blow it out. Think of a recent situation that stirred something inside of you. It could have been frustration, it could have been hurt feelings, confusion, disappointment. Just notice the story. There's no judgment here. We're just noticing. Now, gently ask yourself, was that true? Or did I just make that up? Did you fill in the blank? If you filled in the blanks, What would clarity require of you? A question, maybe? A conversation, perhaps? A little compassion for yourself. Breathe. Let your body soften. Now, you don't have to resolve anything right now, but just be willing to question the story before, and you can open your eyes now, before you react. Question the story before you retreat. Question the story before you respond. Pause and breathe. That pause is necessary. Notice the meaning that you're assigning to the story and gently ask yourself, what is that? Or, exactly. Remember, clarity is kinder than assumptions, and through it all, beloveds, be gentle with yourself. Pray and meditate before you go out to meet the world. And we're going to meditate right now. You'll hear 3 chimes before we start and 1 at the end. Allow your attention to rest on the sound of the chimes. Allow your eyes to rest behind closed lids again. And just notice your facial muscles, especially that area right between the brows. Relax that area. Relax the area around your eyes. Relax your cheekbones. Not your cheekbones, but your muscles in the cheeks. Lower your shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. 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 You're walking along a seashore. And in the distance you see something floating. Maybe it's a little boat of some kind. You recognize that you've been carrying the burden of assumptions. And now you've decided to place those assumptions on that little boat. It's drifting away. You can barely see it. It's drifting away. Breathe. well aware of your divine self and your human self. You're also reminded through intuition, the way God speaks to us, that you're at choice about your life. And in this moment, you just say, thank you, God. I have an inner joy that takes me away from the burdens of assumptions. I have decided, and please allow these words to be your own, I have decided that I'm going to listen. I am not any longer going to rush to conclusions. I am guided by an inner strength beyond compare. Jesus is my elder brother. God is our Father. Thank you, God. You look on the surface of the water, and in the distance you can no longer see that little boat with all your assumptions. It is gone, far away from you now. Breathe. Wiggle your fingers and toes and come back to this present moment. Namaste.
Shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you.
What a blessing to have Gretchen Johnson with us today. Please join me in thanking her for being here and for sharing her message. While you enjoy the next song from our amazing music team, we invite you to contribute a love offering in support of our community. There are multiple ways to give. You can give a recurring or one-time gift online or via text, or we have a love offering box on the table at the back of the sanctuary, if you prefer to use cash or check. In whatever way you choose to share your gifts, we are so grateful for your generosity and support. Please hold them either physically or symbolically over your heart as we bless them and affirm our gifts together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. There is a rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. A bright, sunshiny day.
You God.
All right, guys, we've got 64 bears to go to reach our goal of donating over 180 bears. Actually, do we even have, is that right? 60? It's a little bit less than that. Our Bears to Cook Children's Prayer Bear program, providing comfort to children and families staying in the hospital. We've extended our drive for a little longer so we can maximize our impact. When Reverend Eliza is with us in person again on March 15th, we'll bless our prayer bears and prepare to deliver them to Cook Children's. And we hope you'll be a part of both of those events. You can support our service project today by purchasing prayer bears in the lobby after service for just $10 each or online anytime. Thank you for helping us finish strong over the next couple of weeks. As Lane mentioned earlier, we're taking a break in March from our second Sunday potluck to get a little better organized with volunteers to set up and clean up the spaces in which we gather after service. Potluck is one of our favorite ways to connect as a community, and it serves us all best when we each take a small part of it rather than leaving the big work up to just a few. The good news, the jobs are simple and doable. Arrive a little early to set up tables and chairs and arrange the food on the buffet table. Stay a little later to put things away, clean the coffee pot, and take out the trash. Nothing complicated, and no one has to do it all alone. If you enjoy hanging out together after service, whether at our monthly potlucks or weekly fellowship in the lobby, this is an easy way to contribute to the community and ensure these opportunities to connect continue. Please sign up. Sign-ups are available on the table in the lobby. Sign up for a task or two and help keep our time together running smoothly. Now, mark your calendars for March 8th at 7 p.m. for a very special evening of classical music featuring our own Larissa. I'm trying to roll my R's like she does. She's going to tell us a little bit more about it.
Hello, I invite you to the evening of chamber music to listen to the beautiful music of Haydn, Bruch, and Debussy. I'm performing piano trios with my husband, Eugene, who is assistant concertmaster with the Fort Worth Symphony, and our longtime friend, Alan Steele, who is a principal cello with the Fort Worth Symphony Orchestra. You can get tickets at the door with the cash or checks. And please do not forget that next Sunday is a daylight saving time. So be on time for the concert. Don't be late. And just come. I hope you can come to enjoy the music, gorgeous music, and support me and all musicians. Thank you.
All right, and then now we have a brief announcement about the upcoming elections from our voting ambassador, Stella.
I was going to say that I assume all of you have already voted, but Gretchen said you're not supposed to make assumptions, so I won't do that. But I will say that if you haven't voted, you still have an opportunity to do so. On Tuesday, March the 3rd, the polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., so you will have a chance, one more opportunity to make your voices heard. If you vote by mail, make sure that you deliver your mail-in ballot in person. And or if you do take it to the post office, ask them to stamp it that day. Don't assume that it's going to be postmarked the day that you deliver it, because it's not, the assumptions, okay? Okay. And of course, and there are still voters' guides on the table in the foyer to help you learn about the candidates that you'll be voting for. And I will be available after the service to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. Now that's it for our announcements today. It's been such a gift having you with us. Our prayer chaplain, Judy, will be over here today. Judy, over here today. After service, to pray with you, we invite you to join us for fellowship in the lobby after the service, and in between chatting and enjoying some tasty treats. Please help us reach our prayer bear goal by buying a few, and also take a look at the open volunteer opportunities to make sure Sunday services and fellowship continue to run smoothly. Join us next Sunday at 1 p.m. as Dr. Nancy Little joins us again to close out our 4 agreement series with the final agreement, always do your best. Until then, Stay safe, be well, and have a wonderful week. Please rise to sing our peace song, followed by the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and I am.